we're going to give a few more minutes for people to arrive, and yeah, we'll be starting with this interesting event of the Seoul startup ecosystem. So really exciting for us to do that. So thanks once again for arriving early. Feel free, by the way, all of you, to present yourself in the chat. Where are you from? What are you working on? And so on. Would be absolutely great to hear more about your activities. It's one of we also want to use this forum to connect people and to be in a situation that we create connections. Here you have a good opportunity to connect with the Seoul startup ecosystem. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes and start. Thank you once again. So we're happy to start this event. My name is Ali David. I'm the CEO of Startup Link. It's a fascinating event. Basically, showcases. Sorry, the technical difficulty, but I'm back. So basically, it's a fascinating event showcasing the startup ecosystem. We have a fascinating event today showcasing the startup ecosystem of Seoul. South Korea has done such amazing things in technology. Companies like Samsung and other companies that have created a leadership on a global level, and there is now a new wave of innovation in this country and of course in the capital. And we're here to basically also introduce the achievements of this ecosystem, the opportunities of this ecosystem, and of course the startups themselves and what they're up to. So great to see a growing ecosystem. And yeah, I'll turn it to Catherine. Thank you.
Yes, hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. As Ellie said, we will be presenting the Seoul startup ecosystem today, and then of course we will also have pitches from some of their up and coming startups. So let's begin. Again, if you have any comments or anything you would like to present yourself, feel free to do it on the chat. It's great to connect with other entrepreneurs and other attendees as well. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. I hope you can see my screen now. So welcome again. So we will be already. So introduce yourself, put your name, location, and project if you have any. We can see other people who are doing the same things, and it's good to get to know each other. So today our host, aside from Ellie, who introduced the event a while ago, it will be me. I'm Catherine, the Partnerships Manager of Startup Link, and also Omar, who is the Startup Ecosystem Development Consultant here at Startup Link. So the recording of the event will be sent after. We're also live streaming on YouTube, so in case Zoom crashes for you, don't worry. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch the event all throughout. In this event, you'll get to know the Seoul startup ecosystem and also the benefits of you setting up your business there, and also listen to some of the most interesting startups currently in the ecosystem. So here's the agenda for today. So first, I will be presenting a quick presentation about the startup ecosystem, its rankings, and also after that, we will have a presentation from the Seoul Metropolitan Government about the Seoul ecosystem. And then after, we will have 3 startups pitching about their startups. Again, after each startup presents, we will have feedback from the crowd. So feel free to give your comments on the chat as well. Okay. So a little bit about the rankings of South Korea and its cities in our 2021 rankings. So South Korea has been steady throughout the year since 2019, ranked 19th globally. And this has been an ongoing trend since 2019. And then we can see from its rankings that Seoul is currently 23rd globally. And then as we see, the other ecosystems after Seoul are actually a bit far. So it really shows that Seoul is the main hub of the ecosystem of the country when it comes to startups. So a bit more about the Seoul startup ecosystem. It's currently 5th in East Asia. So it's ranked 5th in East Asia and 23rd globally. Some of the most interesting startups is social and leisure. As we see, they're actually 13th worldwide. So they're overperforming in this industry on our rankings, same as with hardware and IoT, where they're 14th place, and then e-commerce and retail. So here are some of the notable startups. Actually, all of these are unicorns in Seoul. If you want to know more about the unicorns that Seoul has, you can go to startuplink.com and search for Seoul, South Korea, and we have the list of the unicorns and the interesting startups in the ecosystem there. Okay, so now we have a presentation from Director Jaegun Lim, who is the director of Seoul Metropolitan Government. He will be explaining more about the ecosystem and some of the benefits of moving to the ecosystem for startups. So I will just promote Director Jaegun Lim. Okay, yeah, so maybe we can move on, Omar, to the startups for now, and then we can go back once we have Director Jaegun Kim here.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So today we have a really exciting session, and we will be listening to some of the most prominent and promising startups in the region. So we have 3 pitches lined up. So we will have with us first startup to pitch is going to be Gentle Energy. We will have the CEO Jin Gun pitching with us. Then the second startup to present will be Lazy Society, and for this we will have Young Hwan, CEO of the startup, and then last but not least we will have as well Reka, who will be presented by the CEO Kyung-ho Kim. Can Jin-Ho, would you be so kind to raise your hand so we can pass the, so we can allow you to present your slides. Just before we connect with Jin-Ho, just a gentle reminder that this is each startup will have 4 minutes to do the elevator pitch, and after the pitch, there will be an opportunity for everyone to provide the feedback about the how to improve the pitch or how to improve the business model. So please use this opportunity to get feedback and to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs. So Jin-Ho, over to you. Thanks very much.
Okay, cool. So can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start. So hi, my name is Daniel Kim, co-CEO of Gentle Energy, which provides smart factory solution for SMBs here in Korea. It's a great privilege to be here to present my company. Moving on. So according to various studies and after meeting with about 200 plus SMB factories here in Korea, we have discovered that on average, around 2% of all the revenues, which amounts up to $275 billion globally and yearly, went to a waste due to inefficient operation, which are hard to identify in the first place and takes over a month to be reported due to lack of systematic reporting system. In addition, because of most of the reports are based on the handwritten records, the accuracy of the reports are compromised. After acknowledging the issue, we came to a conclusion that to solve the problem, we needed smart sensors to observe the entire factory in real time, an adaptive AI to analyze the data, to identify the problem, and heuristic logic that can suggest solutions to the problem in real time. For the solution, we have built a proprietary cordless, aka self-powered IoT sensors, which harvest unutilized energy such as vibration, heat, light, and electromagnetic from the facility, and an IoT system customly designed to high fidelity data transmission, and an adaptive data modeling algorithm that can be universally applied to all types of industries or facilities. By leveraging these core technologies, we present FACTOROID, the essential real-time monitoring system for executives. It provides a bird's-eye view of the whole factory, allowing the executive to monitor the status of the factory at a glance. On the sides, it shows various statistics of the facility, such as overall equipment effectiveness, or what percentage of our yearly goal can be achieved if we keep current overall equipment effectiveness, or advices such as how many employees we should hire, or how much more investment must be made on the facilities to meet our goal. The customer benefits are straightforward. You can get real-time monitoring on all your facilities, regardless of types of industry or facilities you have. Get instant management indicators based on these smart sensors, and further optimize business based on these indicators. We charge the customers subscription fee based on number of sensors installed. On average, we charge about 50K yearly for about 100 sensors. And based on our customer feedback, customers can save up to 120K per year by leveraging the data that we provide. Our total addressable market is about 1.2 million factories around Korea, US, Southeast Asia, and Western Europe, with annual income greater than $5 million, where we think there are capable of spending about 50K per year is about 240K, which is our serviceable obtainable market, which is about 20% of all the factories that we are targeting. By 2027, we hope to acquire 4% of SAM, which is about 10K factories globally. We acquire SMBs via partner channels or direct sales by providing unprecedented values to the customers with zero downtime for installation, no upfront cost, and 2 months of free trial. The conversion rate from the cold call to first meeting has been extraordinary, which is to 30%, which is much higher than B2B tech average conversion rate of 0.4%. So far, we have acquired 8 customers with 11 factories, a total of $700K orders in hand. We're currently backed by prestigious Korean investors such as Capstone Partners, Hana Ventures, and POSCO. My co-founder and I have various in-depth experiences in sales, investment, operation, and R&D. We have a total of 40 plus employees, with 70% of them being tech-related personnel. Gentle Energy is here to transform 200K plus factories, conventional factories, to smart factories. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Jingu, for your presentation. Right on time. Yes, Sam, I would like to just address the rest of the audience. If there's any questions for Jingu, just feel free to use this space for it. Okay, so I do have some questions, Jingu. But first of all,
sure.
Thank you very much for your presentation. For me, it was really clear. Now, I'm glad to see while I was writing some of suggestions or recommendations about how to improve your pitch, I was really glad to see that you had one slide dedicated to the total addressable market. And, right. You know, it's something that you don't really see very often on these presentations. So I'm really glad to see, you know, how do you're planning to growth, which I think it's great, and how many, you know, based on your resources, how much market you can capture, which I think is great. Now, if I just being a bit picky, if you want to call it, so I do miss, let's say, 2 important variables that I do believe are important for investors, which is something along the lines of the cost of acquisition. So I know
Right.
it's kind of clear, really clear for you, for your startup, who's your client, but it would be nice to know, okay, we're planning to address this market. This is our growth rate, but it's costing us, on year one, it's costing us to get a new client, let's say $1,000. On year two, we're planning to decrease that by 20%. So that's something that it would be a nice insight to have. And then on the same note, also a variable indicating lifetime value, for example. So from each client, so this is how much money we're planning to make over the years, right? So I really enjoyed your presentation. Just trying to be a bit kind of picky or add in a bit more insights, but overall, I really enjoyed it. So congratulations.
Okay, thank you. So do you want me to answer the question?
If you have the answers, go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So lifetime value usually lasts about 5 years because most of our subscription contract initially lasts about 5 years. So if you want, you asked about also CAC, which is a cost of acquisition. Usually the cost of acquisition is we provide 2 months free trial, which we provide about 10 sensors per company. And if you add up all the hardware costs and labor costs, inclusive like the installation cost and all that, it costs about $4,000 per customer. But then we don't have a very specific number because we actually don't keep track of the CAC currently, but we will soon, because it's more important than acquiring actual customer at this point of time than actually measuring how much costs it actually costs to acquire a customer.
Sure.
So at this point of time, we don't really care, to be honest. CAC isn't a very important KPI that we are keeping track.
Sure.
It's more about how many actual customer that we can acquire at this point of time. But there's a very crucial point that we need to keep track for acquiring more customers. So thanks for pointing out.
Yeah, I would say, let's say from an investment point of view, and if you approach a business angel or a VC, it's kind of a variable that is going to be tracked. Yes. So if there are no more questions for Yinggu, I think we can move on to the next startup.
Omar, yes. So now we have Director Lim on the audience, so we will promote him. So thank you again, Jingu. I will move you back as a attendee. Thank you. And again, if anyone wants to connect, maybe Jingu, you can put your details on the chat, and if someone wants to connect and know more about your startup, they can do so by reaching out to you. So now I'm promoting Director Lim. Now we saw one amazing startup from Seoul, and we'll get to know more about the Seoul startup ecosystem. Hi, good evening, Director Lim.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry about the confusion. Welcome.
There might be some confusing in the connecting error. So excuse us for that. Sure. Let me start. May I start?
Yes, please. Welcome.
Thank you for having me today. I'm Jagan Lim, Director for Startup Policy at the Seoul Metropolitan Government. I'm very pleased to attend this meeting and to introduce our ecosystem to all of you. Today I'm going to tell 3 main points. At first, the second venture boom in Seoul, and second, innovation city, and 3, our startup policy strategy is what I call a 3 Ops strategy. In this slide, you can understand the overall situation in our ecosystem. Seoul has experienced the second venture boom with the numbers reaching a high, record high. The first one, the number of technology-based startups in Seoul reached almost more than 50,000 every year. The last year we have 56,000 tech startups. And then the number of venture capitalists in the entire Korean Peninsula, we have 197 venture capitalists. Among them, 164 venture capitalists located at the Seoul Metropolitan area. And third, investment in venture businesses reached $3.5 billion US. Total amount in South Korea reached $6.3 billion US. There are 15 unicorns in Seoul, and out of 18 Korean unicorns. Seoul is an innovative and young city located at the center of Northeast Asia and the capital city of South Korea at the same time. Many global companies invest in Seoul for the following reasons. First one, 1/5 of the Korean population lives in Seoul. It means that Seoul and Gyeonggi province and Incheon metropolitan city is a relatively bigger market than any other cities in South Korea. And Seoul is a test bed for various market areas, thanks to its open culture with early adopters. And then we are available for high-speed communication network system and free public Wi-Fi as one of the world's top digital cities. And one of the most strong point in Seoul, actually we have more than 50 universities. At the universities, promising talents and skilled labor, they are growing at the universities. We can see the international rankings of Korea and Seoul in this slide. First one, Korea joined the top 5 of Global Innovation Index, as published by the WIPO on the UN. In particular, Korea has ranked first in human capital and research sector for 3 consecutive years. As you may know, regarding the science and technology clusters, Seoul is the 3rd or 4th every year. In addition, Seoul is the 4th most active cluster, as I mentioned just before. You can see the growth and expenditure of Korea in the R&D sectors. Korea invests $102 billion US in R&D sectors. You can see the world's 60 most innovative economies in this slide. Among the countries, Korea was ranked first in the Bloomberg Innovation Index. Seoul has a goal to become a global top 5 startup city, but there is a long way to go there. But we have tried to enhance our ecosystem to the level of the global top 5. In this slide, we can summarize our strategy for enhancing our startup ecosystem to the global top 5 cities. Basically, we think that startups grow like these stages. The first one, generating, team building, and then the accelerating, of accelerating. And next is fueling. Fueling means is startups, in order for them to grow faster and faster, they need hugely much capital from outer world, and then the skilled labor, such as technology developer and R&D related talents. And the next, in order for startups to grow with bigger and bigger, and next step, they need to connect closely and deeply with other partners in the world, in the world market. And the last, startups can become the world leading companies like existing companies, IPO and M&A. Basically, Seoul Metropolitan Government has established its startup policy regarding its key elements in the ecosystem. First one is talents. So by 2030, Seoul will supply more than 300,000 innovative talents to the startup ecosystem. And we will train specialized experts, skilled labor in IoT technology, and provide occupational training regarding fourth industrial revolution sectors. Yangtze, the southern part of Seoul, and Yeouido at the heart of the Seoul, and then Gyepo, the southern part of Seoul, will be the main talent hub regarding AI industry, fintech, and software, and so forth. And the next one is technology. Technology is a key impetus for startups to grow their businesses. So Seoul Metropolitan Government, we have supported a commercialization fast track and provide the entire area of Seoul as a test bed for startups to test their products and services out, and then they can prepare the market launching. To this end, we will focus on supporting companies for initial mass production and attracting global open innovation. And third, the market. Market is sort of a playing field for startups. Now, we will assist startups by operating online platform. And we have a plan to open 10 or more overseas startup bases, such as Vietnam and South Asia or MENA and other Asian continents to make our startups grow faster and faster. By 2030, we will be able to develop networks with many global startup cities all around the world. And fourth, capital. Capital is your energy, capital is your fuel for startups to enhance their skills and to expand their markets. So we'll expand the capital market to foster a high startup growth rate. We set a goal to increase the seed fund by $285 million US. And then from next year, we will launch a new fund, what we call the Scale-Up Fund. Scale-Up is another step for startups to grow faster, as you may know. And fifth, infrastructure and culture. Infrastructure, we have already established so many startup policies within the Seoul area, but though quantitative approach is not effective anymore in the future, It means that with those facilities, with those infrastructures, so need to go another step. It means that to induce many capital, to attract much more talented people in those areas, and then we can make those individual infrastructure facility to another step, that cluster, space-based clusters. So through those efforts, we expect by 2030, Seoul would become a scale-up city. We aim to build 12 overseas offices, and then 20,000 database will be established to link startups, venture capitals, and large companies. We will have 370,000 innovative talents in Innovation Academy in Gangnam and Seoul Software Academy. We expect 40 unicorn companies will be emerging to make Seoul a global top 5 startup city and scale-up city as well. A total of 63 startup centers will be established within 7 industrial clusters, such as the Magok Industrial Complex, Yangjae Industrial Complex, and other Yeouido financial districts. Lastly, we will expand our scale-up funds up to $8.7 billion. And in addition, we have launched a global conference or global festival regarding a startup ecosystem. We are called the Try Everything. As you may know, Try Everything, the song by the Shakira, is a popular singer in the US. Try everything means try everything, try anything, and you can get another triumph in the startup ecosystem fields. So this year, maybe 21st to 23rd September, we will organize an open Try Everything to all of you. So thank you for listening. As I appreciate that you took the time to share our information, our experience, and our expectations and our plans. So thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Yes. Thank you, Director Lim. Thank you for the wonderful presentation about Seoul. After the event, we usually send out emails. So maybe we can have the registration form of the Try Everything. If it's already ready, we can send it to those who attended. I'm sure they will be interested to join the wonderful event you'll have in September.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Lim. So we'll go back now to our startups. Thank you again. And if you have any questions actually for the Seoul startup ecosystem, you can put them on the chat and then we'll make sure to answer them throughout the event.
Okay, so now it's time to continue the pitching session. Just before we move on to the next startup, I just want to thank Jae-Gyun Lim for sharing with us these great highlights of your local ecosystem and how you're planning to turn Seoul into a global startup hub. I was really, positively surprised about how you have a clear roadmap about how you want to help startups to move from being a small startup to scale up and from scale up to exit. So you perform you're on an all-time high for some of the key variables. So I'm really confident that this momentum is going to be reflected on this year's global ecosystem report. So I just want to say this, brief words, and now, congratulations on your hard work on this. And now it's time to move back to the pitching section. We're going to listen to another promising startup in the Seoul startup ecosystem. So it's time to move to to Lazy Society. And today we're going to have with us the CEO, Brian Kim. So please, Brian, if you can raise your hand so we can promote you and you can proceed with your pitch. Remember, this is it's a 4-minute elevator pitch, and after the session, everyone will have a chance to to provide some feedback about the business model, the business plan, or the actual pitch. So over to you, Brian.
Hi, this is Brian Kim from Lazy Society. Actually, I'm a head of operation. I'm speaking on behalf of Jung-Hwan Kim, who's the CEO. I'm also a co-founder of Lazy Society. So can you guys see the screen and hear me well?
Yes, okay.
So we are Lazy Society. We are an e-commerce startup in Korea. We are mainly doing the subscription business for Razer. And we are diversifying our business for the entire men's care for millennials mainly. Today's teaching will be more on the company introduction rather than like IR session, because the back data will be too much in order to speak in details of like CAC or LTV or cohort. So if you want to know more in details, we can have a separate sessions on the later meeting. Sorry. I will restart the slides. So we mainly do the Razer subscription business. We started in 2019 beta service. We partner up with Big. You might be already aware of the Dollar Shave Club motor from America, and so I will skip the market size and details since it's pretty well known. We are trying to diversify our business, starting with the shaving care lineup, and then we are making a PB products by ODM, and we came up with the shaving care lineup such as shaving gel, aftershave lotion, pre-shave cleansers, and etc. And now we have a cumulative members of 150,000 people. And with those people, by using them and those data, we are trying to expand our business and develop our services, not only expanding our categories, but in order to move on to the subscription 2.0. And we are trying to do the ongoing business with the, sorry, it's slide is not working. So, yeah, we are trying to move on to the ongoing purchase with the developing our current service development. And then
Brian, perhaps you can present it without using the presentation
slide mode. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we are trying to diversify with from the subscription to another level, and we at the moment we are using the big Razer, and we are trying to support those who can become lazy on the necessary things. And we have a motto of we support your laziness, so people can get lazy, and at this moment they can shave easily and get lazy to get a little better experience in their shaving lives. And our current portfolio of products are basically the shaving care lineups, and our we are developing the products with under our consistent design and philosophy of good quality product at reasonable price, and mainly it's through subscription service and the direct to consumer business. So we have currently 12 people in our company, and have a monthly revenue of around $200,000 US. And from this year, we are trying to diversify some channels and also the territories as well. So far, we were only focusing on the domestic areas, but now we are discussing with some foreign distributors in order to expand to other countries. So this is how we have been developing our companies. So with we have came up with the subscription service in 2019. We have launched, and the partnering up with Big is the first launch in Asia. And then in 2020, we have rebranded ourselves and diversified our portfolio. I will briefly explain the products. So we are not just a simple male beauty products, but specialized for shaving for the moment. And then we agonize the products of shaving, by shaving, and for the shaving. So these are the steps we can provide to the not only the subscribers, but also any male economic populations. And then we are keep developing our services and the website in order for people not to get pick up the frequency of how often they get the razor. We are trying to develop with our data and with the data really can curate and propose them really on the needs of their usage actually. So if you have any question, feel free to ask.
Thank you very much, Brian, for your pitch. Any questions for Brian, head of operation from Lace Society? Okay, Brian, out of curiosity, how long does it take from the moment a customer places an order on your site until the products get delivered? Out of curiosity.
Actually, Korea is such a small country with a very well developed shipping system. So okay. we get the orders until 3 p.m. every day, and they are shipped out.
I see.
And it usually takes 1 working day. So.
It's really efficient. Mm-hmm. And what's your so when it comes to your kind of growth strategy to other countries, so what's your logic behind, or what strategy are you using to grow?
Actually, since we have 150 existing members in our database, those who have experience with our products, actually it leads to building up those data to really can propose them like how often they use and how what needs of it, depending on the like what kind of like beer you have, on the beer style or age, and all the personal data. We can really curate them and propose them what really can be needs of each users. Okay. And on top of it, we have at the moment we have the exclusivity of Big in Asia area. So that's also one of the key as well.
I see. Thank you very much. So if there are no more questions for Brian, well, thank you very much for your pitch, and I wish you all the best. for the for the coming future. And now it's time to move to our last pitching startup. It's called Rico, and we have with us Keun-Ho Kim, CEO of the startup. So please, Keun-Ho, if you can raise your hand, we can promote you and you can start with your pitch. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hi there.
You can call me Ken. I am the founder and CEO of resource management startup called Rico. Rico stands for Resource Connector. And as it says, our goal is to connect resources. Rico provides Korea's leading smart waste management services to businesses. Our smart waste management service brand is called Upbox. And through our service, we aim to minimize wasted resources, and we are making it possible through innovation in technology and data-based logistics. I started my company at the end of 2018 and started old-fashioned waste pickup service in 2019 with 2 trucks and drivers. 3 years has passed, and now we have more than 50 trucks and drivers, and recently completed Series B funding at the end of last year, totaling about $14 million in US dollars in raised capital so far. Our team consists of experts from various fields, including IT, consulting, and waste industry is traditionally considered highly disconnected, labor intense, and not transparent area. But we pride ourselves with high quality, data driven, and connected, and environmentally friendly services provided to our clients. And let me break down how our service works. So our service consists of 4 stages, starting from waste pickup, and then logistics, and SaaS software, and marketing. Our Upbox station provides our clients with clear guidance on how each type of waste should be handled separately, thus capturing their actual proper value as opposed to mixed waste handled in a single stream. In that case, a lot of wastes are rather incinerated or buried instead of recycled or reused. Then collected waste goes to our Upbox logistics, and our logistics provides fully digitally measured and tracked and guided logistics to designate recycling partners. And we actually get the data from our recycling partners on how each and every waste we deliver to them are being processed and recycled and actually made into the product for their clients as well. And there's Upbox Management, which is our proprietary SaaS platform that provides our customers with transparent and real-time data that not only shows the type of waste, quantity, and the cost, but also it clearly shows how it has been recycled and, as a result, what environmental impact the waste actually had. Then goes our Upbox campaign, which provides our clients with sustainable and data-backed marketing strategy, where it transforms what you typically a waste cost into more value-driven product for the company, and such as especially environmentally and socially beneficial and valued campaign that are the marketing actually based on sustainable waste pickup and transport and recycling activities, rather than just one-time greenwashing type campaign. As a result, we have over 1,200 B2B clients ranging from 5-star hotels to factories and even fulfillment centers and franchise restaurants. As a result, our clients show less than 1% churn rate, and ever since we started our service, we have recycled over 22,000 metric tons of waste so far. And the key value we provide to our clients is first would be cost reduction. Using our image sensing and AI technology, we clearly measure the exact amount of waste they throw away. And by even measuring the precise amount, we are able to reduce our clients on average 15% of waste totaling cost. And also, usually waste handling comes with quite a bit of hassle handling of paperwork and communications through different vendors. But our SaaS platform software reduces their related work time up to 90%. And more than anything, with our total waste recycling services, we were able to reduce greenhouse gas for over 9,000 metric tons so far. Thank you. It was a great pleasure to be able to speak here and present our company. And it was RICO, a new waste management service. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much, Ken. Any questions from the audience to the CEO of RICO? Okay, Ken, I do have one question, please. So I understood the problem that you're tackling on this waste management field and how you're planning to manage the waste. I think it was quite clear. I'm just a bit curious about, how big is the problem from a quantitative perspective?
Well, waste industry in Korea itself is about over 20 billion US dollars. In the States, it's over 400 billion in dollars in terms of market size.
I see.
And for Korea, we are probably the only digitally controlled services waste company so far. And in US, there are quite a few players currently, and there's one major player in the US that's about to be listed on NASDAQ, but still that captures only a fraction of the total market, probably less than 1%.
That's right. Okay. And there's another note. I really enjoy your presentation. I think it's it was really insightful, really clear. Now you did present some some stats about the things that you can deliver. So maybe, I don't know if you find this useful, or perhaps I would present these insights a bit higher up on the presentation as a unique selling point, or as a kind of punchline of what, this is what we can deliver, this is how much we can save to the environment. Because I think I found those insights really powerful and really something that perhaps I would pitch a bit early on in the presentation. I don't know, what are your thoughts about it? And then I've seen it in other pitches, and I think maybe if you can use this tip, it would be it would be great. So I've seen some pitches around this waste management, or around this environmental field, about something along the lines of each citizen in Seoul generates 5 kilos of waste every day. So each hotel generates per day 100 kilos of waste per day, and this is how we're going to solve it. So it's like a strong start, saying, okay, this is a massive problem, and the problem starts from your household, and it continues to hotels, it continues to restaurants, it continues to airports. So having that strong figure, I think it's it really, I'm pretty sure it attracts investors to visualize the problem from a quantitative point of view. But
yes, that's a great advice and takeaway for me.
No, but apart from that,
yeah.
Apart from that, I really enjoyed the presentation, and congratulations on the performance of your startup. Really good.
Thank you very much. I do have those numbers somewhere, but it's gonna take some time for me to dig up. But really appreciate your tip, and yes, I'll definitely take that into the consideration for my next pitch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sam. No worries. Katrin, over to you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you to all our pitchers, and of course to the Seoul Metropolitan Government for sharing more information about the Seoul startup ecosystem. So as we mentioned, we will be sharing with you the link to the recording of the event. In case you missed the first part, we will be sharing it again. And also we will be sharing the names of the startups who presented today on our general newsletter, which will be sent out next week. Yeah, so thank you again. It's very nice to see everyone joining and very interested in the Seoul startup ecosystem. Hopefully we will have another pitching event soon, and we'll make sure to let everyone know about the next events we will have. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a great day or great evening if you are in Asia. I'll keep the link open for another 2 minutes until everyone has left.